Today's topic is what you can do to help independent authors and content creators. Now, I am a content creator to the extent that I use it to advertise for books. I kind of use it to draw people in to the books, to my writing. But I enjoy doing it. I mean, I like to travel. The Wandering Writer are favorite episodes to create because I get to go places. The American Shadows series, I love creating it. It is very time consuming. Very, very time consuming. Because I have to record the voiceovers. I have to create a little footage here and there. But it all begins with creating a script. Or let me back up a little bit. It comes with the idea on American Shadows. The ideas for American Shadows, I'm looking for things that people really don't know about or know a whole lot about. It's not really covered on YouTube or it's not covered in history books and things like that. The idea or the spark for the episode about the Clayton train wreck came from a story my grandmother used to tell me. And I've told you all about that in prior episodes. I'm not going to rehash it. And the idea for the Night of the Bayonets was, as I said before, and this episode is coming out today that I talked about that, is when I was researching for Perfidious Tides when I was writing it. I found out about that and didn't have any clue about it before that. And this latest episode about U-boats in the Gulf of Mexico really caught me by surprise. I'd never really given any thought, never read about it in history books as in college or high school or anything like that. But they were out there. And I was mentioning this several years ago. And a teacher that I worked with at a school that shall not be named told me about a book called The Heartman by, I think it was Andy Andrews. And he lived in Mobile, and the story revolved around that topic. And it's a really good book. It's kind of a short book. But if you were interested in that video, I would recommend reading The Heartmender, Mendr. It's a really good book. So as I'm thinking about my next episode of American Shadows, I'm thinking about a bridge that's very close to where I grew up. And this bridge actually was the final battle for two separate wars. And if you live around here, you may know the bridge I'm talking about. I'm going to leave that for that episode. I'm going to start working on that a little bit today because it comes out next week. As I'm speaking here, that will be around July the 15th. That episode will premiere on YouTube. So, little teaser right there. But the only way these things are successful is by the power of you. If you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, you are playing a big part in the success of my writing. You're playing a big part in the success of the YouTube channel. And you have that power in your finger when you do a few things. Number one, if you like the video, please, on any video that you watch on YouTube, like it. If you really like the content and you want more from that creator, subscribe to it. And if you never want to miss an episode, the little bell right there helps you become notified when that content creator puts another video out there. There are a few content creators that make a lot of money from YouTube. I'm not one of them. My channel is very small. It's fairly new, but it's growing. We've got over 1,100 subscribers right now, and I'm looking to add more. So if you haven't checked out the YouTube channel, it's at Pelham Pugh, and there's several different shows there. And also on Facebook, the like button is a content creator's best friend. the follow button. There is a thing called an algorithm that controls what you see and what gets put out there. And it's kind of under the radar, behind the scenes. But every time you click that like button, the algorithm picks it up. And it may put the video out there in front of more people. And the more people that share it or like it, the more the video gets out there. And more people have the opportunity to see it. And that's how something like this grows. And I do a little bit of advertising. The best advertising that I've found is on Facebook. I do a lot of advertising on Facebook. It's relatively cheap. You can reach a lot of people for around $20. YouTube is good, but you don't get credit for any of the views that you use YouTube promotions to gather those viewers. But if I use Facebook, all those people that see it on Facebook, click on it, go to it, watch it, and watch it from beginning to end, I get those, what they call watch hours, and it builds up. And you have to have so many to become monetized from it. Now, my goal, I would like to be monetized on YouTube. Don't get me wrong. It would help with the writing. My goal on YouTube is to sell books, to get my name out there in front of people so I can sell books. I don't care about being monetized on any platform right now. Like I said, it would be nice, but what I'm really looking for is to grow the channel, to get more people involved, to build steadily over the next several years. And I'm looking at this as a long-term plan, a long-term goal, because I'll probably be retiring from my real job in about 10 years. And I hope by that time I've got several books out there on the market. I'm really, really hoping that Come Our Way strikes a chord. I'm looking to query it again, pick up an agent hopefully. And I want that book to really get out there. But that's another story. My goal right now is to grow the channel. And with every click, every like, every subscribe, you do that. You don't realize how much power you have in that. TikTok is a platform that I use secondarily to Facebook. I guess I'm just older. I don't like the short formats of TikTok, but I do put content out there. They don't get a whole lot of views. I've got around 800 to 900 followers right now on TikTok. Not a big platform for me. Don't care about being monetized on it. The only purpose, once again, is to get people reading the books, get the books out there. And that is my whole goal surrounding this. But I can't do it without your help. I appreciate when people, see a Facebook post that's got the link to the video in it, they like it. Great. Thank you very much. But once you watch the video, just that simple gesture of hitting that like button helps me out tremendously. Just the leaving of comments, that helps out tremendously. And I'm trying to grow. And like I said, I've got about a decade to work on this. And I'm sure the platforms will evolve as time goes along, as everything does, especially in this market. AIs come in like a brush fire, and it's not going anywhere. We can fight it all we want to. And as I said in the previous podcast, I'm not going to fight it. I am a child of the 80s and early 90s. I did watch Terminator. I'm very wary of it in some forms, but as a tool, I'm not wary of it. As it turning into Skynet, I am a little afraid, or not afraid, but a little wary of AI. I'll tell you a little sidetrack story here. We had a doctor from a university come into my school this past year, and they had this little robot-like face that students are supposed to talk to it, and it give you suggestions and things. And it was really, really creepy. I did not like looking at this machine that had eyes looking back at me, and a mouth. I believe it had a mouth like a face, and it's speaking back to me. It really freaked me out. Like I said, I remember Terminator, and I come out of that meeting and I was like, am I the only one to sing Terminator? This is not the kind of AI that I gravitate toward. Now, using, like I said in the previous episode, I think it was like episode 14. I'm not really certain. I can't remember that far back, even though it was just a few weeks ago. I remember Skynet taking over the world and all this good stuff. So AI is a tool, but we've got to be careful with it. If you'd like to know my thoughts more deeply on that, go back to that episode. But in 10 years, I hope to have a good footing. I hope to have several books out. And I'm not going to depend on it for my retirement plan. It would be crazy to depend on something with so many variables as writing, especially this day and age, where it's so difficult to break in to mainstream. I didn't realize how difficult it was until I've tried. Just getting an agent's attention is like a lightning strike. I've gotten very few nibbles. If you're a fisherman, you know fishing with a cork, you throw it out there in the creek, the bobber sits there for a minute, it might wiggle a little bit, and that's called a nibble. A fish is nibbling at the bait. I've had very few of those, even nibbles, toward the fractured horizons. And I didn't query Live the Last Day. I saw no need in it. I queried Perfidious Tides fairly heavily, a little bit for Live the Last Day, but I finally resigned myself to putting it out on my own. And the books are not good as they could be. They could use some typing, they could use some editing. I've covered that in another podcast where the guy said my book was a cure for insomnia because it was badly overwritten. Okay, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole again because that episode is out there. Actually, it comes out a week from today on the 13th of July. So if you're listening to this around that time period, that episode is out there for you. But the purpose I go back to this episode is to implore you to hit that like button, hit the share button. I really want to talk about that for just a minute. That gets it in front of so many other people. Just the gesture of sharing things. And I'm bad about not doing it. I mean, I'm bad as anybody else to, watch something on YouTube and then go right past it. Even if I really like it. And I've got to break that habit. I want to start liking more videos and sharing more videos, but I don't want to do it on my Pelham Pugh channel. So that's not what it's for. I'm not there to share videos. But I would do it on a personal page. Who knows? That could be a channel all on its own now that the gears in my head are spinning to present other people's videos. Something like highlights or this, that, and the other. And speaking of the channel, it evolves. It has evolved significantly since I started it a couple of summers ago. And the inspiration for the channel, I'm not going to lie about it, was the late, great Adam the Woo. I started watching his videos. He loved to travel. He was a Disney freak. So I started watching his videos, and he inspired me to start my channel. I'm sure he inspired millions of other people to do the same. And that's the first trip I took that I put on video was to Plains, Georgia. And I would like to go back and do a lot of that differently. I've learned so much. I didn't even have a gimbal at that time. I had like a handheld, it looked like a little, I don't know what, like a little pistol or something that you held. Every shake, every shimmy was recorded. So that video is not great. It's out there, the very first episode, going to Plains, Georgia. Not a great shot, not great editing, not a great title. Nothing was great about it, but like I said, it has evolved so much since that time period, in those 2 years. I've learned a lot about editing. I've learned a lot about shooting things the correct way. And I'm thinking about, as I'm going to the Orlando area at the end of the month, dropping by and paying my respects to Adam the Woo. I haven't spoken a whole lot about him because right after he passed, there were a lot of podcasts, a lot of YouTube videos used his name, and I think a lot of them used his name just to grab views, and I'm not going to do that. And I really miss his YouTube. He did a YouTube channel every day, and I'm going to do an episode about Out in the Woo now that about 6 months has passed. But he did a YouTube channel called The Daily Woo, and he went all over the world. I enjoyed traveling with him. Adam was a very personable person, way more personable than I am. I don't do a whole lot of talking on my videos because I'm sure I'm not nearly as entertaining and personable as Adam the Woo. But like I said, just sharing those old videos. If you go back and look, if you like something on Facebook, share it. That share button gets it in front of your world. And somebody in your world may like it. They may share it to their world. And you see how it grows. And it helps me get my writing out there, which is the basis of all this. And like I said, the channel I drift a little bit, so you have to forgive me. But the channel is evolving now. At first, it was just the Wandering Rider in those first few episodes. And then I think last summer, I introduced American Shadows. Or Wandering Rider morphed into American Shadows. But as the wintertime came during Christmas break last year, the new channel evolved. And I kind of broke those up into 2 different shows. And it's evolved now to where American Shadows is more storytelling. And less trip, and very much less trip footage. The Wandering Rider is pretty much raw trip footage. I've gotten to where I put very little music in it. I let you experience what I experience as I go to places. This next episode coming out this Wednesday is going to have a little music on it because it's a little peaceful drive through the Smoky Mountains on the Roaring Fork Motor Nature Trail. But I do let the music die down a little bit when we come across the streams that are flowing. Why they call it Roaring Fork, the water cascading down the mountains. So if you like ambiance like that, that'll be available this Wednesday. And I've gone on a lot of trips here lately. I've gone down to Tallahassee to a couple of spots. I'll be announcing those soon. Went up to North Alabama this past weekend. And the next podcast is really going to center on one of my stops on that trip. A little bit of nostalgia for something that I used to love and it's kind of fell by the wayside. So that's coming up in the near future. And Iron Echoes is one on hiatus. I really don't have the time for Iron Echoes to give it what it should be. Now, that's not saying it's going away forever. It'll probably pop back up here and there, but it will not be a regular segment. If you're unfamiliar with Iron Echoes, it was about old farm equipment. I just don't have the time for that one right now. But I have a couple of things in the works. One thing that I'm going to I have not named the show yet. I've got a name in mind, but it's coming up as I gather, do more video and stuff for it. It is about my lineage and looking and researching and visiting things like graveyards. I just visited a graveyard that I was looking for ancestors, and I think I found them, and I also found a couple that I wasn't expecting. So if you like genealogy or researching your history, your own personal history, you might like that show coming up. It's going to kind of replace Iron Echoes. And I've got another idea, and it revolves around one of my favorite things in the world, one of my favorite destinations. And I'm not going to say a whole lot about it right now, but I'm kind of formulating that show in my mind as we're speaking today. But the Pelham Pugh channel is evolving. It is changing. As Paul Disney talked about his theme parks, they are not museums. They are living, they're growing, they're expanding, they're changing. And that's the way this channel is going to do over the next 10 years, I'm sure. But the staples will remain the Wandering Rider, American Shadows, and this podcast. I really enjoy doing this. I don't know who's listening to it. I know it gets a few downloads on Spotify. And if you're listening to it, I'd like to hear from you, just to know that you're listening to it on there. So you can email me at pelham@pelhampugh.com. I'd be glad to hear from you, to talk to you. If you're listening to it on YouTube, same deal. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. If you hate the sound of my voice, I'll take that too. That guy there was no holds barred when he did a review of my book on Goodreads. So I can take constructive criticism, but what I cannot deal with is just straight out, I don't know how to categorize it. I call it jackassery. Sorry for the language. That's a little bit of thoughts for today. As always, I appreciate your support, and I ask you humbly to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the different things, share it with people. That's the way these things become bigger than just a couple of people is you. I can advertise all I want to, but it depends on people who like it to share it, to grow the channel. And also sign up for my newsletter and my contacts on pelhampugh.com, right there on the home screen. Those are pretty much my people. Those people, and I've got around 750 subscribers right now on my website, and I like to have over 1,000 before the end of the summer. And I like to do giveaways, and that brings me to another little point before we get out of here. The giveaways and the signing up for that. I don't understand something. Maybe you can help me out with it. When someone signs up for a newsletter, they should know what they're signing up for. They should know that it's not spam. Now, behind the scenes, I can see the people who unsubscribe. I can see the people who mark it as spam. I don't have any problem whatsoever with people who decide, hey, this is not for me, I'm going to unsubscribe for it. I do one thing, I take you off the list I have built for giveaways. I mean, if you're going to unsubscribe, that's the consequences. I had no ill will. But if you mark it spam, why? You signed up for this, why mark it spam? That hurts my website, that hurts a lot of different things, that dings the algorithm that you've marked it spam. Like email providers like Gmail and Yahoo and all those other ones may, catch that and then say, well, this is spam, and put it in other people's spam folders. So if you don't like it, just simply, please, just unsubscribe for it. Don't mark it spam. And I'd appreciate that. If you have any questions about anything I ever send, feel free. My email address is right there. Pelham@pelhampugh.com. I'll be glad to help you out in any way I can. But I've gone over the 20-minute mark on this one. I don't want to hold you too long. Like I said, give me a holler if you're listening, and let me know what you're listening to it on. You can comment, you can email me, and I'll get back with you. But until next time, I'll talk to you later.